swag of a prize fighter. The antithesis of a firefighter. Arsonist, I'm a fire rider. Instant flame like a firelighter. So special with shows, I live out my flows. Can't walk in my shoes, can't purchase my clothes. Ice in my veins, but I never froze. Picture perfect, but I never pose. As a juvenile, I knew I bounced back. Got rated, had a plan to get my ounce back. Use cheese as bait, that's a mousetrap. Let me to the right person to pounce at. They selling dreams, I'm pulling receipts. Full force, we can't be beat. Got a dirty mouth, but the flow so neat. Keep your 2 cents, talk is cheap.
The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is the reports that Anthony Joshua will fight Jermaine Franklin on April 1st. Now, remember, when the Sun reported this, the most reliable newspaper in the UK, y'all was being some player haters and saying, oh, the Sun don't know what they're talking about. I'm just going to say this. In my experience, the Sun has been right. The Sun hasn't let me down yet. The Sun has been correct. Okay, so now another source is reporting that that's going to be the fight on April 1st, and that source is Boxing Scene. So we're going to go to Boxing Scene real quick. According to Boxing Scene, Anthony Joshua, Jermaine Franklin finalized for April 1st at the O2 Arena in London. So we'll take a little brief look at this report written by Keith Iddick, I think. All right. Jermaine Franklin has secured another opportunity to try to ruin Dillian White's plans. BoxingScene.com has confirmed that Franklin and former heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua have agreed to terms for an April 1st bout at the O2 Arena. The Daily Mail, a London tabloid, first reported that the Joshua Franklin fight is set. Franklin, who nearly upset White on November 26 became the frontrunner for the Joshua return to the ring in recent weeks. Australia's Dempsey McKean, 22-0 with 14 knockouts, and Sweden's Otto Wallin, 24-1 with 14 knockouts, won no contest, were among the other potential opponents who previously received consideration. I just want to say this. I want to see Otto Wallin in the ring again. It has been too long. Otto Wallin is a good boxer, man. Someone needs. Yeah, get Otto Wallin a fight, man.
They're trying to ice him.
I know. Like, he's all risk, no reward. We don't want to fight him. All right. Joshua and White are expected to fight later this year if Joshua defeats Franklin and White beats an opponent to be determined in his next appearance. The 33-year-old Joshua is favored in their 12-round bout, but Franklin's performance against White legitimized him as a heavyweight contender. The 29-year-old Franklin, 21-1 and 14 of Saginaw, Michigan, pushed White in their 12-rounder, which was White's first action since the WBC champion Tyson Fury smoked him. Tyson Fury, 33-0-1 with 24 knockouts, stopped him in the 6th round of their title fight last April 23rd at a sold-out Wembley Stadium in London. White won by the same score, 116-112 on 2 scorecards at the OVO Arena in Wembley in London. The other judge scored White Franklin even, 115-115. London's White wasn't interested in a rematch, but Franklin landed an even bigger fight based on how he looked, with White 29-3 with 19 knockouts, Joshua 24-3 with 22 knockouts, but let's set the record straight. He lost to Andy Ruiz once, beat him in the rematch, and he lost to Alexander Usyk twice, the current undefeated unified champion, heavyweight champion of the world. So Joshua's 24-3, 24 wins, 3 defeats with 22 KOs of Watford, England, will fight for the first time since his loss in his bid to regain the IBF, IBO, WBA, and WBO championships from Alexander Usyk, who is 20-0 with 13 knockouts. All right. So basically, the rest of this article really isn't relevant. We got to the meat and potatoes of this discussion, which is that fight's being reported. But here's the kicker. If you go to the social media for Anthony Joshua and Jermaine Franklin, they haven't really reported this fight yet. So I'm going to go to Jermaine Franklin's official page. And trust me, this is Jermaine Franklin's official page. You see, he even had to write it here, official page. Jermaine Franklin, man, you might want to just pay to get that blue check. You know what I'm saying? I know shit. you should get the blue check because you really are a professional fighter. But if they're not going to give it to you, you might have to pay, so you don't have to put this little, official page here. But this is really his official page. And Jermaine Franklin said, "I'm ready for all the smoke. Big news coming up this week. I don't play box. Time for the 989 assassin to take aim on the body count. Number 22, April 1st at Title Boxing." And so, as you can see, he said he has a big announcement coming. April 1st is the date they're saying he's going to fight Anthony Joshua, but he doesn't really name who he's fighting. So we're going to go to Anthony Joshua's social media account, and we'll see what Anthony Joshua has posted, which seems like a lot of things that aren't really relative towards who he's fighting next. As you can see, he's retweeted. Sometimes you have to look back to see how far you've come. This is you versus you. That's some real stuff right there. Comparison is like pressing a bruise. All you get out of comparing yourself to someone else is pain. This is you versus you. That's true as well. Imagine what you could become if you conquered the battle with yourself. It's time to stop celebrating perfection and start embracing individuality. It's time to flip the script. 7 stories, 1 fight. This is you versus you. I mean, that's real stuff as well. Here you go. Watch all EPs here. Snap story. He's fighting. A fighting chance is a wrap, and he hasn't posted anything to promote his next fight. As you can see, Anthony Joshua, he's promoting positivity. He's promoting being yourself, not comparing yourself to others, but he hasn't really posted anything about his fight. So, Trodal, I'm going to turn over to you. We now have reports from the Daily Mail, a UK tabloid, The Sun, the most reliable source in the UK, and from Boxing Scene, saying that Anthony Joshua versus Jermaine Franklin is taking place at the O2 Arena on April 1st. But it's yet to be reported by the fighters themselves. But, do you think that's going to be the next fight? And I remember when we last spoke about it, you felt like Jermaine Franklin may be too dangerous of a fight for Joshua at this point. Do you still feel that way?
Yes, I think AJ needs to get a confidence fight. Put him in there with one of these. Give him the guy Joseph Parker fought. Do something like that. That's what I was expecting. They're gonna put him in there. This is gonna be a tough fight. Jermaine Franklin is a tough fight. I think this is gonna be definitely a tough fight. And it's on April Fools.
Yo, that reminds me. Didn't he lose like around April Fools last time?
I'm hoping. Let's check. Oh man, we gotta check that out because listen, I don't want. I don't know. I just don't think that this is good. If I was his handlers, I will put him in there with a confidence fight, a confidence booster, someone that he can get up out of there so he can jump on the ropes and talk to the people and let them know that he's coming back the next time. Then put him in there with a Jermaine Franklin. But right now, I just think coming off of those hard losses, and how he took it, the fight. I just think that I think this is tricky. I think Jermaine Franklin can make it a tough night for Anthony Joshua.
Yeah, he lost on June 1st to Andy Ruiz, so it wasn't April Fools, but it felt like April Fools when you saw it. No, you know what? If this wasn't going to be his first fight with a new trainer, and he wasn't coming off of 2 losses, I would say that this is a good fight for Anthony Joshua. But I think it's bad. I think it's high risk, no reward, because let's say hypothetically Jermaine Franklin got the decision against Dillian White, then you can be like, I'm putting him in against a guy who beat Dillian, a guy who Dillian couldn't beat, right? But Dillian got the win. So imagine if he loses. Not only are you saying he's not, the perception is going to be not only is Joshua not as good as Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk, but he's not even as good as Dillian White currently is now. What's the upside to it? Meanwhile, there's a large portion of the population who believes that Jermaine Franklin beat Dillian White. I'm included in that, but he didn't get the dub. And it was a close fight. So I just don't think that it's a wise opponent. And I'm not saying that I'm not going to pick Anthony Joshua to win. I don't think Anthony Joshua can win. But it's not about just winning for Anthony Joshua. It's about winning convincingly. It's about getting your swagger back. Now, let's not pretend. If Anthony Joshua knocks out Jermaine Franklin, it's perfect. Then it goes according to script. He just knocked out someone Dillian couldn't knock out. You know, you and I know y'all trying to make that rematch happen, right? So going into the rematch, AJ's going to bring up how I finished the guy you couldn't finish, and Dillian White's going to be, relax, bruv, have some respect. Have some respect, bruv. They're going to have a little build-up. I never seen someone who disrespect people as much as Dillian White want respect so much. But that's a different discussion. But the point is, I don't know if I would pick Jermaine Franklin for his first fight since losing to Alexander Usyk and his first fight with a new trainer. And this is my issue why I say you put Anthony Joshua in lose-lose situations. Because if he doesn't look stellar in this fight, people are going to be saying that he's finished. And you're going to have Deontay Wilder beating his chest. You're going to have Anthony Ruiz saying, this is why he didn't want to give me the trilogy. You're going to have people running him off, and then you're going to have Tyson Fury, the bodybuilder. Like, Fury, don't let him lose. Fury can't wait. I'm telling you, Fury got pre-recorded video before it's over. Just in case he loses, Fury going to be the first one to upload something to social media. This is what I'm saying. It's a lose-lose for him. It's more like, there's only one way for Joshua to win, and that's to knock Jermaine Franklin out in spectacular fashion. And there's nothing that suggests that Jermaine Franklin is going to be an easy opponent for him, especially off of his last fight with Dillian White. So, again, though, if this is the opponent that they're choosing to go with, if this is the route that Eddie Hearn's going to go, I like Joshua. I'm rooting for Joshua. I'm pulling for Joshua. But if this doesn't help Joshua's stock, again, remember, we thought it was a bad idea. And it's not just that Joshua wins. He can win the way Dillian White won, and that will hurt him. He can win a decision like Jerome Boots Ennis just did against Jerome Boots Ennis won every round against a guy, and people said he's a hype job. Dominated a solid fighter, won every round, people say he's a hype job. There's only one way for AJ to impress the masses with this fight, and that's to knock out Jermaine Franklin. If he doesn't knock out Jermaine Franklin, I don't know. His confidence is going to be shot even more than it is, and there's nothing to suggest that Jermaine Franklin's an easy person to knock out. So
let us know how you feel in the comment section. Please like and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter, and please check out our podcast on all major streaming services. We are the Boxing.